Hello and welcome back to the Elderly Care channel. I'm Dr. Luigi Ferrucci, a geriatrician with over 20 years of experience in caring for seniors and advancing research in healthy aging. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our expert tips and heartfelt stories about aging gracefully. When Beatrice first stood before her full-length mirror at the age of 67, she was gently surprised by her own reflection. The years had etched delicate lines at the corners of her eyes and softened the once firm planes of her cheeks, but there remained a quiet strength in her shoulders and a curious sparkle in her steady gaze. In that moment, she realized that her relationship with clothing was more than mere utility. It was a conversation with her own self, an evolving dialogue about identity, confidence, and the dignity she carried into each season of life. Through whispers of research, by leading gerontologists, and reflections from style consultants who have dedicated careers to embracing the beauty of aging, Beatrice embarked on a journey to refine her wardrobe. She wanted to look and feel authentic, graceful, and wholly herself, free from the whispers of cheapness or the shadows of outdated trends. Many seniors, like Beatrice, fall into the habit of holding on to garments that once felt comforting or symbolized youth, without realizing that the world of fashion has room for transformation at any age. According to a study from the Fashion Institute of Technology, nearly half of adults over 65 maintain clothing choices formed decades ago, believing these pieces preserve their personal narrative. Yet experts remind us that honoring our stories does not prevent us from adding new chapters. It simply means embracing pieces that complement our evolving experience and respect our independence. This narrative is not about discarding memories, but about weaving them into a fresh tapestry of style that resonates with vitality and thoughtful self-expression. It was on one crisp October morning that Beatrice unclasped a crystal brooch gifted by her daughter 2 decades prior and felt a familiar ache of sentimentality. She realized that while her heart cherished the memory, the brooch itself no longer aligned with the contours of her current aesthetic. Instead of tucking it away permanently, she chose to preserve it in a special box of heirlooms. From that day forward, when she adorned herself, she sought pieces that honored her life story without sending the wrong message about her sense of style. In this process, she identified 8 types of clothing and accessories that, when clung to past the age of 65, can unintentionally make even the most poised individual appear cheap or outdated in the eyes of those who behold her. 1. Worn-out shoes. One afternoon, as Beatrice enjoyed tea in her garden with her lifelong friend, William, she noticed the way his shoes spoke volumes before he even began to share his latest travelogue. Those frayed sneakers, comfortable as they were, told a tale of years without renewal. Research from podiatrists indicates that well-crafted footwear with supportive soles and timeless silhouettes does more than protect the foot. It reflects thoughtful self-respect and attention to one's own well-being. When shoes show obvious signs of wear, scuffed soles, peeling leather, or unraveled stitching, they communicate the opposite: neglect of personal upkeep. For seniors keen to project an image of confidence and caring for oneself, investing in classic, well-maintained shoes can transform an entire ensemble, conveying both dignity and discernment. In the months that followed her revelation, Beatrice discovered the vitality of a structured shoe, a pair of leather loafers in a deep cognac hue that fit snugly yet comfortably. She relished the click of polished soles on hardwood floors, the gentle arch support that cradled her step during walks in the park, and the compliments from neighbors who admired her graceful posture. Her style mentor, a seasoned consultant named Helena, explained that investing thoughtfully in key footwear pieces has a cumulative effect. Each day, Beatrice slipped into her loafers. She reaffirmed her commitment to self-care and to the quiet power of a well-balanced wardrobe. 2. Shapeless blouses, yet shoes, were just the beginning of Beatrice's sartorial awakening. In an unguarded moment, reflecting on a photograph from a family reunion, she saw herself draped in a voluminous flowery blouse that felt like a security blanket, but in reality lent a shapeless impression. According to the American Council on Aging, well-tailored clothing that follows the natural lines of the body can boost self-esteem and foster a perception of agility and attentiveness. When garments are oversized to the point of drowning the figure, they can inadvertently flatten one's presence, giving an air of being lost in the fabric. Determined to honor her silhouette, Beatrice sought out a local seamstress who adjusted her favorite blouses to graze her hips at just the right length and taper her sleeves to reveal the delicate grace of her wrists. The transformation was subtle, yet profound. No longer did she feel obscured behind bolts of fabric. Instead, her clothes felt like an extension of her personality, celebrating her curves and honoring her physical rhythms. In each tailored adjustment, she discovered a renewed sense of clarity and an invitation to move through the world with quiet assurance. 3. Washed out pastel colors. Beatrice also learned the power of color and how it can either harmonize with or clash against the seasoned glow of mature skin. She once clung to jerseys in pastels that, though once flattering, now left her complexion appearing washed out. Dermatologists note that as skin loses some of its youthful pigment, richer, deeper tones can enliven the face and convey warmth and vitality. Draping oneself in soft mint green or faded peach might speak of gentleness, but without the right contrast, those hues can betray a pallor that does not reflect the spirit within. Armed with this insight, Beatrice experimented with jewel tones, emerald, sapphire, deep ruby, and observed how her eyes brightened, how her laughter lines seemed more animated in photographs. Her friend William remarked on her newfound radiance during their next tea in the garden, and Beatrice felt a surge of joy at knowing her clothing choices could reflect not only the season she inhabited, but also the rich tapestry of her emotions. 4. Extravagant costume jewelry. Her wardrobe evolution turned next to accessories. She fondly remembered a time when dangling earrings and layered necklaces felt like badges of youthful rebellion. Yet perched before a stack of glossy magazines one afternoon, she realized that extravagant costume jewelry can often read as gaudy rather than glamorous. A study of accessory trends by a leading stylist collective emphasized that after 65, less is often more. Statement pieces that celebrate craftsmanship, perhaps a single strand of freshwater pearls or a medallion passed down through generations, speak volumes more powerfully than a chorus of clinking baubles that risk overshadowing the wearer herself. Beatrice resolved to treat her jewelry box like a curated gallery. She allowed herself the indulgence of a well-chosen heirloom ring, a simple pair of gold studs that caught the morning light, and a delicate scarf ring that held her favorite silk swathes in place. Each selection served as a punctuation mark in her daily narrative, guiding attention back to her face, her voice, her laugh lines, the true treasures of her years. 5. Athletic wear outside its context. Then, shifting her gaze to the realm of casual comfort, Beatrice pondered her beloved collection of sweatpants and yoga tops. She valued the ease of movement they offered during her garden exercises, but she also recognized the importance of distinguishing between lounge attire and garments meant for social settings. According to etiquette experts, wearing athletic wear outside its intended environment can signal a lack of attention to context. When heading out for lunch with friends or attending book club, a soft-knit sweater paired with well-cut trousers speaks as eloquently of comfort as stretch fabrics do, while also conveying respect for the occasion. Inspired by this wisdom, Beatrice embraced a capsule wardrobe of versatile knitwear, step-in cardigans in warm neutrals, soft cashmere wrap tops, and tailored knit trousers that allowed for effortless movement without sacrificing structure. She found delight in slipping into these pieces, enjoying how they felt like a gentle hug rather than an all-purpose uniform. In doing so, she honored both her preference for ease and her desire to be fully present in every encounter. 6. Outdated eyewear frames. As autumn deepened into winter, Beatrice discovered another lesson woven into the fabrics of aging: the perils of clinging to outdated eyewear. She once wore oversized frames reminiscent of decades past, cherishing them for sentimental reasons and their roomy fit. In a conversation with her optometrist, Dr. Reyes, she learned how modern frame shapes can accentuate facial contours and align with changing bone structure. Lightweight materials and tailored dimensions can lift the face, offering a subtle but potent enhancement to overall appearance. With Dr. Reyes' guidance, Beatrice selected a pair of half-rimmed frames that echoed the soft curve of her cheekbones. She was astonished at the transformation. Photographs captured that day revealed a face that seemed more open, more luminous. In her journal, she penned a heartfelt reflection: "Our eyes are the windows to our souls. Why would we not dress them in frames that honor their depth?" This revelation became a mantra she shared with other seniors in her community, encouraging them to view eyewear as an integral piece of their living portrait. 7. Excessive layering. Layering offered its own labyrinth of choices. Beatrice remembered the comfort of piling on vests, big knit shawls, and multiple scarves to fend off drafts. But she noticed that excessive layering could read as chaotic and heavy. Fashion psychologists suggest that strategic layering adds dimension, while superfluous bulk can overshadow the wearer's natural poise. Rather than bury herself under an avalanche of textiles, she learned to embrace a single statement caliber wrap coated in a woven texture, paired with a streamlined coat that elongated her frame and whispered elegance. In turn, she observed how her posture improved as the weight of unnecessary layers ceased to tug at her shoulders and narrow her spine. Friends noticed her newfound grace as she moved through the city market, her silhouette clear and intentional, a testament to the fact that simplicity can be the ultimate sophistication. 8. Loose, stone-washed jeans. In the realm of denim, Beatrice's early habits of selecting loose, stone-washed jeans began to feel like relics of a bygone era. She discovered through a design brief at a local boutique that well-fitted jeans in dark, unblemished washes can bridge the gap between comfort and refined casual. They nod to modern sensibility while offering the stretch and ease she treasured. When she slid into her first pair of straight-leg dark indigo jeans, she marveled at the seamless blend of comfort and polish. No longer did she feel as though she were wearing yesterday's trends. Instead, each step felt grounded in the present moment, buoyed by the subtle confidence that comes from mindful choices. Perhaps the most poignant lesson of all was understanding that certain garments carry the risk of anchoring us too firmly in the past. Beatrice's collection included frocks bedecked with frills and ruffles that had once charmed her heart. However, style literature suggests that overly juvenile details can jar against the refined wisdom embedded in mature faces. She chose to honor those dresses in her memory, but not in her daily rotation. Instead, she sought flowing dresses cut in simple silhouettes, a soft shirt dress in matte silk, a wrap dress that skims the body, a sheath in a rich charcoal hue, each piece a tribute to her inner vitality without invoking stylings better suited for decades gone by. On a sunlit Sunday afternoon, Beatrice decided to host a small tea party in her courtyard to celebrate the new season's beginnings and to share her discoveries with close friends. As her guests arrived, she watched them smile at her attire, a crisply tailored dress in deep teal, complemented by her new half-rimmed glasses and finished with classic loafers that gleamed in the light. Their comments overflowed with genuine praise. How luminous she looked, how poised, how utterly herself. In that moment, Beatrice felt a warmth that transcended fabric and thread. It was the quiet joy of feeling fully at home in her own skin and in the world she continued to shape. Her journey imparts a humble truth for every soul navigating the splendid chapters beyond 65. Wardrobes are living collections that evolve with us, and the garments we choose have the power to reflect our inner grace as much as our outer presence. When we release items that no longer serve our narrative, those shoes that speak of wear rather than care, those shapeless blouses that conceal rather than celebrate, those washed-out colors that mute rather than enliven, we create space for pieces that resonate with our current selves. This process is not about chasing youth or cloaking age. It is an act of mindful self-respect. It is about aligning the clothing that graces our bodies with the stories etched in our hearts and the wisdom that shines in our eyes. Beatrice's transformation did not happen overnight, nor was it a rigid checklist of rules. It was a gentle awakening, guided by experts who understood the union of fabric and feeling, fueled by research that honored the interplay of psychology and style. And so, dear reader, as you stand before your own reflection, whether at 65, 70, or beyond, remember that your wardrobe is an extension of your voice. Let it speak softly of the life you have lived, vibrantly of the days you still dream to embrace, and confidently of the independence you cherish. Discard with gratitude those pieces that whisper of neglect or nostalgia gone awry, and welcome garments that celebrate the harmony between your past triumphs and your unfolding adventures. In that flow lies the true essence of elegance at every age.